TS enters the ring, full of confidence, here fighting for minimiforms. DG appears before him, a reactionary archigram member, ready to challenge. Who's ready for what? Who's who? Why us? How are they connected? What's the connection? Who's the architectural commentator? Is it me, the one speaking right now? Or are they the reporters, or are they the fighters in the ring, posing ideas the rest of us can salvage on? Perhaps the commentator and the conductor are the same people. Who's the fighter, though? Is the fighter the visionary, or is the visionary the one observing the fight? Who's the audience? The architects in the making, or the architects making? Or are they the visionaries observing the observers? Perhaps it's both. I guess it depends on what their drive is. What is the drive of the fighter in the ring? What is the drive of the commentator? What is the drive of the audience members? Is it to be part of this wonderfully formed lawn community that brings together multiple people from different parts of the school to create? Create? Create what? What are we creating? Who are we creating for? Okay. I'm going off in a tangent. Let's pretend to observe the observers in the ring and with the drive of learning. But wait, why pretend? Because the commentator can have a commentator. I can have a commentator, and the commentator can be the fighter too. That's what this show is about anyways, no? I don't know. Let's get this match on. Architectural controversy round 1.
0.
With reference to the living pod and the living pod tower, organic architecture has only evolved to the extent of social experimentation.
True.
No, I don't think so.
True.
I wouldn't say it was organic architecture.
David damaged my life for about a year and a half basically working on that project.
Organic architecture has only evolved to the extent of social experimentation.
False.
Organic architecture has only evolved to the extent of social experimentation.
No, it's not a knockout. It's a blow to minima forms. It's a techno obsession with a very kind of organised argument.
There is no such thing as organic architecture.
Organic architecture has only evolved to the extent of social experimentation.
If you hear the organic architecture alarm sounding, or realise that the organic architecture has suddenly stopped working, find out if there is anybody in the organic architecture needing help, or call 01708 343203.
Architecture needs to evolve, otherwise it'll be rendered obsolete.
Architectural controversy round 2. 70s and 2000s architecture is the same.
We don't have spirit today.
And then only really know about architecture in schools of architecture, which isn't architecture at all. It's drawings and photographs and films and models, isn't it? So you can't quite say it's architecture. But it was more inventive in the 70s, I think. It was much more influenced by art as well, contemporary art, particularly American contemporary art.
70s and 2000s architecture is the same.
No.
Second floor.
Very different.
70s and 2000s. No.
Architectural controversy round 3. Architectural materials used are more ecologically regressive as time progresses.
Okay.
Should I repeat the question?
Yes, repeat.
State.
Architecture generally has become very boring and banal.
Ouch.
Architectural materials used are more ecologically regressive as time progresses.
I don't know. That's a difficult one.
It should be more enabled because of technological innovation.
This is still round 3. Yeah. I'm hurting.
Architectural materials used are more ecologically regressive as time progresses.
Well, minima forms is supposed not to have any form, isn't it? Or very minimal. Whereas an archigram had a lot of form, a lot of materials.
Materials are cool.
Yeah, throw away architecture. And where do you throw it? No, we never bothered about that. I can throw my house into your garden. That was... we never thought of that. Mm-hmm.
Architectural materials used are more ecologically regressive as time progresses.
What Archigram thought about as an experiment should be enabled today.
Minima forms, I suppose, try to take on try to do the most with the least, doesn't it?
First floor.
But actually they finish up with a lot of forms, strangely enough. A lot of robots. Don't they?
Architecture generally has become very boring and banal.
What's the score? Am I doing well, or is Theo doing better?
Architectural materials used are more ecologically regressive as time progresses.
I don't understand the question.
Architectural controversy, round 4. The desire to be useful as an architect is forced and informed by the design of the object.
Architecture should always have use. Use doesn't mean function. Function is obsolete.
That's another. You like these AA questions, don't you? But why does architecture have to be useful? What do you mean by useful?
The desire to be useful as an architect is forced and informed by the design of the object.
Oh dear.
Technology is culture, and humans are fundamentally technological.
Yes.
Architecture should be useful. It should enable people to be curious, and it should continue a kind of legacy of experimentation, which is dying rapidly.
Yes. It is.
Architectural controversy, round 5. Design is nonsensical and completely subjective, and its imposition is that of the fighter's drive.
Are you saying your designs are nonsensical?
Design needs to be fought for, because there are a lot of things in agency that are against design.
Design is nonsensical and completely subjective, and its imposition is that of the fighter's drive.
Yeah, it can be, but it's not. That's not necessarily bad, is it? That architecture is nonsensical. Perhaps it's at its very core.
Design is nonsensical and completely subjective, and its imposition is that of the fighter's drive.
Like everything that's human, it's paradoxical, and that's what makes things beautiful.
There won't be many tutors at the AA who agree with that, but they might promote an interesting discussion, an interesting fight.
Floor.
Design is nonsensical and completely subjective, and its imposition is that of the fighter's drive.
Some nonsensical punches. Nonsense, that's an interesting word, isn't it? What is nonsense? Pardon?
Everything is design. People who believe in no design are anti-design and just believe in shit design.
Architectural controversy, round 6. What is your drive?
People deserve better.
What is your drive?
People deserve better.
Okay, architectural controversy, round 6. What is your drive?
It's lying on the canvas, my drive, and minima forms are stomping all over it.
Is that a fight question?
Ooh, I'm on the canvas. It's knocked me out, this question. What is my drive? Yes.
What is your drive?
People deserve better.
What is your drive?
What's your drive?
What is your drive?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, help! Help! I don't know. Why should I know?
How is asking what is your drive an architectural controversy? Is it controversial to have an opinion, or is your opinion controversial?
Because everything is architecture.
Is your drive controversial?
Possibly.
Is it personal?
Very.
Is asking if your drive is controversial personal?
I enjoy it.
Perhaps the reason you're in the ring is because you're in agreement. How is asking what is your drive an architectural controversy?
Well, it was to offer... Oh, so I have to get serious. Because straight architecture was boring. And architects were boring. Dull. Boring, yeah. And they were a betrayal of the ethos of modernism that I was brought up on.
So what is your drive?
To fight for the everlasting values of the modern project, the search for truth, beauty, and low carbon architecture.
Is your drive controversial?
No.
Is it personal?
Yes. Yeah. You'd have to ask somebody else whether it's controversial or not.
Is asking you if your drive is controversial personal?
It's personal, but nobody would talk about that modernist manifesto at the AA, would they? They'd tell you to go. Well, Theo might. He's a boxer who might box with that. Yeah.
What is your drive?
Young people.
He'll smack you in the face with a piece of truth and beauty.
Is that a fight question, or is the reason they're both in the ring because they're in agreement?
Well, there's only one battle to be fought.
Architectural controversy, round 8. The process of learning is being obstructed through the subtraction of controversy and the addition of formality.
People are not being spirited, they're dumbing down people. And I think realistically speaking, nobody is really understanding what the role of experimentation is.
The process of learning is being obstructed through the subtraction of controversy and the addition of formality.
We are students of life.
Well, I'm not a student, but as an observer, as an unauthorized person, yeah, I would say it is, yeah.
The process of learning is being obstructed through the subtraction of controversy.
Yes, and who is subtracting the controversy, do you think? The students or the tutors or the system? The assessments?
Architectural education is suffering from people thinking that they know better.
Architectural controversy, round 9. Why do I care about what you have to say?
You don't.
Because I'm older than you.
Because you care.
Because Theo is punishing me.
Architecture's love.
He's beating me.
Because you care.
Because
you care. Because you care.
Ouch! Why do you put me into the ring with this young man and his robots?
Because you have two guys from two different generations and you're the next. So it's good to know what we have to say so that you can do something that actually puts us both out of the ring.
Round 9
Bang.
was not scripted.